Greetings everyone, thank you for coming to my channel. In this video, you'll be learning about prepositions of cause. I also wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for your love and support. And I also wanted to encourage you guys to leave feedback. This can be positive feedback, this can be negative feedback, as long as you're respectful. You can leave questions, comments, concerns, or compliments. This helps me improve my content. And it also helps me to know what I'm doing well. I've also noticed that some of you guys will like the videos, and I appreciate that as well because it lets me know that I'm providing value in some way, shape, or form. So thank you. Okay, now let's get to the video. Okay, so prepositions of cause are also known as prepositions of reason and prepositions of purpose. They explain why or how something happened. The prepositions of cause that you'll be learning about are because of, due to, for, from, through, out of, and as a result of. So we're going to start with because of, and this is pretty self-explanatory. Because of just tells us why something happened. So our first example says, she got fired because of her excessive tardiness. So why did she get fired? Because of her excessive tardiness. Our second example says, I'm limping because of my recent hip injury. So why am I limping? I'm limping because of my recent hip injury. So there's a cause and there's an effect. And our last example says, you got in a car crash because of your negligence. Why did you get in a car crash? You got in a car crash because of your negligence. Also notice how there's a cause and an effect in each example. In our first example, the cause is her excessive tardiness and the effect is her getting fired. In our second example, the cause is my hip injury and the effect is me limping. And in our third example, the cause is your negligence and the effect is the car crash. Next, we have due to, and this is just a formal version of because. Our first example says, due to the recent gun violence, we will be shutting down our store. And you could also say, we will be shutting down our store because of the recent gun violence. Our second example says, I had to leave work due to a family emergency. And you could also say, I had to leave work because of a family emergency. Our last example says, I was late to school due to traffic, and you could also say, I was late to school because of the traffic. Another thing, so just like because of always has a cause and effect, the same thing goes for due to. Like in example 1, the cause is the recent gun violence and the effect is the store being shut down. In example 2, the cause is a family emergency and the effect is I had to leave work. And in the last example, the cause is traffic and the effect is me being late to school. Next we have for. Our first example says he was suspended from school for fighting. And in this example, for is being used as a preposition of reason. Why did he get suspended from school? He got suspended for fighting. Our second example says, I bought this outfit for church. And this is also a preposition of reason. Why did I buy this outfit? I bought this outfit for church. And our last example says, I want steak for dinner. And in this example, for is being used as a preposition of purpose. It's telling us why I want the steak. I want the steak for dinner. Next we have from. Our first example says, my head hurts from the noise. From is being used as a preposition of reason. So why does my head hurt? My head hurts from the noise. Our second example says, she suffers from alopecia. And in this example, from is being used as a preposition of cause and a preposition of reason. Because the suffering was caused by alopecia, but the alopecia is also the reason for the suffering. And our last example says the drama stemmed from the event. And in this case, from is being used as a preposition of reason. Our next preposition is through. So I would say in all of these examples, through is being used as a preposition of cause, because in each example there's a cause and an effect. So our first example says she achieved her goals through hard work and determination. So the cause will be her hard work and determination, and the effect would be her achieving her goals. Our second example says he got his promotion through years of hard work. So the cause will be years of hard work, and the effect will be him getting his promotion. And our last example says she overcame her struggles through perseverance. So the cause will be perseverance, and the effect will be her overcoming her struggles. Next, we have out of, and I would say out of is being used as a preposition of reason in all of these examples. So our first example says they greeted me out of respect. So why did they greet me? They greeted me out of respect. So that's the reason they greeted me. Our second example says, I'm just giving you advice out of love. So why am I giving you advice? Because I love you, or because it's out of love. And our last example says, I bought you gifts out of the kindness of my heart. So why did I buy you gifts? What was the reason for me buying you gifts? Because I bought you gifts out of the kindness of my heart. I was trying to be kind. Well, technically I wasn't trying to be kind, because it came naturally, because that's just how my heart is. Lastly, we have as a result of. So our first example says he failed the exam as a result of his poor studying habits. As a result of is another way of saying because, and there's also a cause and effect whenever we're using as a result of. So in our first example, the cause is his poor studying habits, and the effect is him failing the exam. Example 2 says, as a result of my recent dieting, I lost a lot of weight. So the cause is my recent dieting, and the effect is me losing a lot of weight. Our third example says, as a result of my hard work, I was promoted. So the cause is my hard work, and the effect is me being promoted. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you found this video informative. If you did find this video informative, please feel free to like, comment, or subscribe, or all of the above, and I'll see you next time.